everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces. We are here, we are playing... Was that deliberate, Raph? Because if that's deliberate, that's fucking hilarious. If it wasn't, that's a real problem.
That was definitely on purpose.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome back, everybody. We are rejoined by Raph, and we are playing the premiere horror D&D campaign, Curse of Strahd. Raph is with us. He just has some slight internet issues, which is why, for the moment, his webcam will be off. We will attempt to flick it back on in a little bit to see if it's just a traffic issue. We are streaming at like peak internet usage in Australia for people needing, people using the internet for watching like random TV shows and things like that. So it is possible that it's just a load situation. It could be that, Raph, you're at the end of a node. You're on the sunny coast at the moment, yeah? Oh, that's a lag. That's a lag. So as you can see, Raph's internet is currently being provided by ants. The internet gets to the end of the copper wire, and then a stream of ants carry each electron to his house via a number of other locations. I do suspect this is a load issue. I think it could very, very well be that it's just peak time and a lot of people are on it, which means that it will get better as time goes on. Fingers crossed. It is also the sunny coast, which is infamous for not having the best internet, shall we say, unfortunately.
Unlike the rest of Australia, which is famous for our fantastic
internet. Our ant-powered internet. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to jump in. I haven't got any fun behind-the-scenes announcements to share, just that I'm working through the artwork for each of the characters for our short D&D series with the players who play Avatar Legends normally, but are doing a little bit of a D&D one-shot. I've pretty much finished Archie's artwork, which means I'll be smashing out the rest of them hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I'll be sharing those very, very shortly. Yep. I'll be sharing those very, very shortly on YouTube and in the Discord, just in the YouTube post section. And we also, I think we'll probably have our new character joining us for Return of the Giants this Wednesday, which is very exciting. We will be back for Return of the Giants this Wednesday. Fingers fucking crossed. We've had a few weeks off, unplanned and unintentional, but I'm hoping we are all back to normal with Return of the Giants this Wednesday. So looking forward to that. Yeah, very excited to be back. Very, very excited. But apart from that, all is running smoothly. The update to Aloft, if you wanted to check out the episode, I did a full overview of all of the new things that have come out in the Puzzles and Pyrologics update for Aloft. It's a really cool update. I had a lot of fun doing it. And if you leave a comment on the video, you go into the running to win a Steam key for Aloft. I've got 2 keys that I can give out that the developers very, very kindly gave me. So if you leave a comment on that video, I'll add you to the pool of people, and we'll pull 2 random names out of a hat. And those 2 people will receive a free copy of Aloft. So if you do want a copy of Aloft and you're interested in checking it out, just head on over and leave a comment on the video. I'd love if you could watch it too. Helps with the stats. But if you just want a free copy of Aloft, feel free to just leave a comment and be like,
or
press
play, mute it, leave it on in the background. Or does the same.
That works too. I won't say no. So, that's the only fun news I have to share. Let's do the recap and let's jump into the session because we had a very, very spicy episode last week. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and Blood. and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have returned to the Abbey of St. Markovia, having allied with the werewolves of the Svarlich Woods and cured Victor Valakovich of the insanity driving him to become the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. Having resurrected the fallen children taken by the werewolves and their comrade Grinner, the team now seek lost treasure in the ruins of Berez. Before departing, though, the team had some questions for Grinner, some of which he could answer. However, his memory stopped the moment he had been killed by Strahd. Jonor also revealed the diary that vampire-spawned Grinner had slipped him, the team mulling over the pages and quickly realizing that even under Strahd's control, Grinner had been doing his best to assist the team. With the party now reunited and rested, it was finally time to track down the last item their foretelling by Madame Ava had revealed, hidden deep in the marshland that was once the town of Berez. Arriving through Victor's teleportation magic, the team were dropped into knee-deep water, a swampland around them marked with overgrown ruins, gnarled trees and sticky mud underfoot. Making their way toward the ruins of the town, the team suddenly found themselves trapped in a series of very convincing illusions, showing them their worst fears and doubts one by one. Sensing the magic behind this, Theo transformed into a phase spider, this new form accessible through the corrupted moonstone that he had recovered from the Blight Druids. And upon warping into the ethereal plane, witnessed the night hag Baba Lysaga controlling the visions. While the team tried their best to escape from inside the illusions, Theo attacked the hag outside, the combined efforts finally breaking through the boundary of the spell and freeing the team. Able to now see the true swamp and ruins of the town around them, the group was startled when the trunks of some of the nearby trees began to move, revealing a large hut perched atop animated tree roots, pulling itself through the foliage. Perched atop the balcony, magic swirling around her fingers, was Baba Lysaga. Launching into action, the team attacked her and the walking hut, Jonor preparing to unleash his fury against the witch who had been taunting him in his dreams for many nights. While Blood, Axel and Killian quickly made their way onto the walking hut to keep Baba Lysaga locked in melee combat, Jonor, Theo and Tithla stayed at range to rain arrows and spells to distract and incapacitate the witch and her hut. Despite the hag briefly bewitching Axel and some of the party taking brutal hits from the hut, the team were able to seriously injure Baba Lysaga, causing her to flee combat and attempt to escape inside her hut. With Axel able to stay on her tail, it was revealed that the hag had two of the wereravens captured and was attempting to drain the life from Stefania, Axel quickly interrupting this dark ritual and protecting the girl. The rest of the team soon piled in and unleashed a flurry of brutal strikes on Baba Lysaga, finally ending the night hag. We left off last session as the team broke through the floor of the now still and silent hut, searching for the light that Theo had seen shining in the ethereal plane. Nestled in a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards, the team gazed upon a glowing gemstone and a small silver charm in the shape of a feather. And that is where we left off last week. We jumped straight back in. Davian Hornsorrow, the father of Stefania, Adrian, and oh my god, what's the other guy's name? I'll find it later. The man who had been running the Wizard of Wine's vineyard, who you had gotten to know quite well during your foray into the Blight Druid's home, and his daughter Stefania, having been captured by Baba Lysaga, stand before you, back in human form. For Blood and Axel, you watch as one of the ravens transforms into an older, grizzled man, greying hair and beard, ragged and a bit unkempt, dressed in very working clothes, a tunic, a leather apron, not very much armor or, signs of any real combat expertise on this figure. His daughter Stefania, very dark raven hair, similar kind of features, looks to be maybe 16, maybe 17, dressed in a very simple dyed Hessian tunic, it looks like, or linen tunic, with a dress and skirt tied around and a small, what looks like a small pouch for components tied around her waist. As soon as Theo punches through the floor, was it Theo who punched through the floorboards? It was Theo who punched through the floorboards.
I think I requested Axel or Blood to do it for me.
You're still in phase spider form. Yeah, that's right.
You are,
As Blood punches through the rotten floorboards at the base of the hut, revealing this hidden compartment inside, there is a green emerald, about the size of a closed fist, glowing very softly. Blood, Axel, you've never seen anything like this before, but Tithla, Jonor, Killian and Theo, you have seen I mean, 2 or 3 identical gemstones, the ones that were used to help encourage growth of plants around the Martikov estate, around the winery borders. And nestled amongst the compartment, you can see rotting leaves creating a soft bed, is a silver token in the shape of a feather, bound on a leather cord that's just wrapped up, sitting there as well. And as the floorboards are pulled aside and you see the token, you watch as Davian next to you, the older man, visibly recoils for a second and then blinks as he looks down inside this hollow compartment.
I mean, Davian, I know you know what the gemstone is. I believe this is your missing gemstone, but I suspect that reaction is for that trinket there. What do you know of it?
This is why Stefania and I were captured nearby. This is what we came for. We were searching for her mother's necklace that had been lost in the town. We felt it, the magic from it, calling to us. And while I was sure that this was some form of trap, Lara told us that it was worth trying to find this, to give to you. The wereravens, my family, the Martikovs, we want to help. This is the best way for us to do this.
Well, that is wonderfully kind of you. Might I ask what magic the necklace possesses? Why were you so desperate to get this to us?
This necklace, our records say that it came through into Barovia at the same time the Abbey did. This is not its original form. It has been melted down and reshaped. It once was the holy symbol of a paladin, devout follower of the god of the sun, Lythander. Despite being
that, I look down at the emblazoned mark on the back of my hand. That is that symbol and that oath that I've taken. And I like hold out my arm to them. Do you mean this mark?
Watch as Davian reaches out very gently as if to take your hand. If you let him, he then sort of moves the symbol around.
Yeah.
In the dull gloom of Baba Lysaga's hut, the mark is not glowing at this moment very brightly. But as he turns to catch the light, you watch as he nods. Yes, I believe this symbol, the symbol of the rising sun. Yes, it did once resemble this very closely, but we, Martikovs, we melted it down, changed its shape and form to hide it.
And I assume it retains its powers despite the change in form?
Does.
And my understanding was holy symbols are usually tied to their symbolism rather than the material it was made of, but
this is different. It wasn't just a holy symbol, it was imbued with the strength of the sun, the strength of the paladin who wielded it. We had assistance. There was a smith. The name I can't remember from the records, but there was a smith in Vallaki who assisted with this, had a knowledge of how to reshape magic items without losing their function.
Right. I assume it allows for some manner of sun-based powers?
I've never seen it wielded, but the records that we have indicate that it's known as evil's bane. Undead flee before it, that it can blind and damage creatures of the night and creatures of undeath.
And how long ago was this one reformed?
Many, many years, many generations. A long time ago. I couldn't even tell you how far back my great something.
What?
And I assume you have records of exactly what the item does and how to use it. I assume one must be a devout follower of Lythander to attune with such an item, but
Before it was reforged, yes. But this smith, he, if I remember correctly, claimed that he could break that connection, that requirement. I believe any who are committed to the destruction of evil can now wield this.
cool. I think that fits the bill for any of us then.
Would it be worth us bringing this back to Styx to see if it shares any relation to the person that created him?
Possibly.
It does seem a bit similar to Styx himself.
Stefania and I, we need to get back to the farm. Lara, my sons, are still there, and I fear there may be consequences for actions here today. Baba Lysaga, before you arrived, was speaking to him through that. As he leans over and looks towards the far wall, and on the wall you can see, bound in vines, is a shadowed portrait covered in foliage. These grasping roots and vines have grown all across the surface, masking the figure beyond. But as you glance over and look, you can see there is a humanoid figure painted on this portrait. The ink has darkened. There's a patina of grime and dust over it, but a tall, dark-haired figure stands in the portrait.
You lot had dinner with him. Baba Lysaga mentioned that she knew him, who looked after him. Did he talk about her when you were there?
I don't remember him mentioning it. I'm just going to wave at the portrait. Just like,
okay.
In a really nervous way.
Hang on. Why would Baba Lysaga be talking to the one in the castle? She was aligned with the Lich.
No, she hated the Lich. She saw...
Baba Lysaga, no, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That became more obvious in the fight when she, spat on her own house. But I'm sure someone said that she was aligned with the Lich.
What?
Does that ring any bells to anyone?
I mean, she referred to Strahd as her son at one point, so I assume that...
That's weird.
You said you're not meant to say his name. Tithla,
Yeah.
no.
What?
Yeah, no. Bad idea.
Yeah, no.
There's no
Don't do
peal
that.
of thunder, no shuddering of the ground, no chill that runs up your spine. Just a silence after you say the name Tithla. There's no bird song in Barovia, at least in the ruins of Beres, but for a moment it does feel quiet as that name echoes through the confines of the hut.
Quick, Jonor, check your magic ball. See if he's watching. You know the one that he can look at us through.
I'm gonna just cast. Give me a second. I just want to have a little bit of a look around. Just get my eyes ready. 1 second. I cast Detect Magic to look for both any connection and also what's in here.
Jonor.
Point at the painting. I reckon he's looking through that. If anything.
Jonor, they're absolutely very strong. I'm going to say probably more along the lines of evocation magic and transmutation from the stone, from that gemstone. But you've seen that before. You know that the gemstone is enchanted to encourage plant growth and to basically create this field in which plants grow normally and healthily. So that's not too strange for you. The amulet, divine magic, radiates off this thing. It burns with this bright, holy energy. It reminds you of, in a way, it kind of reminds you of your own divine energy as an Aasimar that you can draw upon. There is a strong light burning in the heart of this. The painting behind you, on the other hand, drips with necromancy and divination magic. Dark aura surrounding it. threads of weave disappearing into the far distance, linked between this painting and somewhere else.
I might have missed it.
That amulet there is...
Oh, you go, Joe. I was just wondering if I missed what that painting was of.
A dark figure, but the painting is so covered in grime, this patina of decay, that it just looks like a dark figure, a tall figure with dark hair. Hard to make out any other details. There's roots growing through it, sections where the canvas is split, the paint is faded. Probably what you're thinking, Theo, it is what you're thinking it is.
Well, I'll let Jonor do his thing first, and then I have something I'd like to do with the painting.
Look, this amulet is just warm, and it feels like home to me. You're definitely right about the connections to... You know what? I think we should keep certain topics just to ourselves for the next little while. I think, there's something funky going on with that painting for sure. A bit of necromancy and divination. Somewhat makes sense, those conversations through that thing.
Good. I think we should be careful around spooky magical objects. But maybe I could fix it up and we can see what this is about a bit more. And I would like to try and cast Mending on that bad boy.
As you cast Mending on the painting, Theo, you watch as the paint begins to brighten, the layer of grime and dust and decay melting off, dripping to the floor as the figure revealed on the canvas is a tall man, long dark hair, dressed in armor and a long red cape. You see Strahd von Zarovich, a portrait painted, beautifully done. At some point after his transformation into a vampire, you can see the gaunt skin, the red eyes, the elongated canine teeth, the sharp fingernails. Yeah, very well done portrait.
So she's got fan art up.
She has fan art up, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like drawing herself in the corner. No.
Yeah.
For a moment, Theo, as you finish the spell, just for a second, you could have sworn you saw the painting shift a little bit as the last of the ink was restored. The splits in the canvas came together. For a moment, you could have sworn you saw the painting shift, the figure turn almost imperceptibly to look closer at whoever the artist was painting this towards the viewer.
Yes, I think your gut instinct is right there, Jonor. I suspect this is more than mere fan art of her favorite vampire lord. If there's nothing else we should do in this room, I suspect we should probably take the Martikovs, the gemstone, and that is all we found here, and get out of here immediately.
We'll just cover this portrait up. Just grab this little bit of cloth here and just over the top. There we go.
Some fragments of fabric, Joan. I mean, you can also just rip off I'm going to say the clothing, but the cloak that Baba Lysaga has, along with other clothing. You can just tear off part of her cloak and hang it up over the top. As you do so, Jonor, with the last of your detect magic, Baba Lysaga's corpse lies before you. Eyes have burned out, the skin has sunken. It's almost as if the corpse is going through this advanced stage of decay. For a brief moment, you see this flicker of necromancy burn in the eyes just for a moment and then vanish. And with that, you watch as the corpse continues to decay at a much faster rate, burning away to almost ash and dust as you stare at it, leaving this hollowed out husk of the night hag.
Anyone's take? This looks like a night hag, or maybe something else. I'd like to get a read of what race that is.
Yeah, do you want to give me, I'd say probably Arcana or Nature is going to be your friend here. Well, I'd actually say Survival could work too, potentially.
Got an Arcana 18.
Yeah, 18 on the Arcana. Jonor, you have read about hags in your studies of good and evil. Hags feature predominantly in the latter. They are known for being malicious, capricious, and deliberately setting up and inducing as much pain in those who approach them or those who interact with them as possible. Hags feed on misfortune, misery, and pain that they create. So they very much, yeah, you've read about them in your sections on evil. Night hags in particular delight in placing people inside nightmares, situations in which they are slowly broken down bit by bit and driven mad. A night hag's ultimate goal is to take a victim, break them down like piece by piece, taunt them in their dreams and in their waking hours until they are driven to insanity and kill people they love, kill those around them, and then die. Night hags are pretty shit. Looking at the corpse before you, thinking over your experiences with Baba Lysaga, she has shown an aptitude for illusion magic, for walking in and out of your dreams, and her particular interest in making you doubt yourself, in breaking down what you believe in. But there is a little bit more here. The advanced state of decomposition, that flash of necromancy, that's something a little bit odd. And what's more, she did something to counter your divination magic. That's not something a night hag, as far as you're aware, should have been able to do. You think there is a little bit more going on here?
She bread and butter hag, I think, but it's augmented in some way. A little bit of divination I haven't put my finger on. Anyone else got an idea?
Yes, I think we should burn the hut and leave.
Yeah, Blood just kicks the body.
The body
Axel
falls
probably
apart, breaking into ash at your
the
feet.
trident, pokes the trident into the floor and starts to let it catch.
As you begin to stoke the embers coming from your flame-tongued trident, you watch as the hidden compartment begins to burn and smolder, smoke beginning to rise from the gap. Stefania turns towards you, Tithla. I'm going to say while this is going on, Stefania would absolutely give you a big hug, seeing you again, Tithla. You and Stefania got along really well. She wraps you up in a big hug.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I was really scared there for a moment, but when I saw your friend Axel come in...
Was that when the hag stole you? Was that the scary bit?
Funnily enough, I wasn't as scared then as I was when she captured my dad. I thought I would be safe. I thought he'd get me out of trouble, and then when she caught him, I thought that might have been it.
Hopeless. Yeah, I get it.
But I still hoped that you would come and save me, and you did.
We're here. I'm sorry you didn't get to be a big gorilla this time.
No, that's quite all right. Much happier not participating this time around.
Yeah, good. Me too. Happy you're not participating.
Your friend's lighting this place on fire. We should probably get out of here.
I was just about to say, I think they're starting an inside campfire.
Yeah, we should get out.
Okay,
Yep.
well, they're also doing it completely wrong, but whatever. That's fine. Bad technique.
As you make your way back up outside the hut, climbing down the roots, Axel, last to leave as you stoke the fire higher and higher, then begin to make your way out of the hut, running as quickly as you can, rejoining the rest at the bottom of the root system. You can see the fire catching quickly, the roof bursting into blaze as the fire begins to travel very slowly outside the hut. It looks like the tree roots are soaked in swamp water, and it's taking some time for them to catch alight, but the hut itself burns rapidly, catching into a raging inferno before you that casts a warm, comforting light around you, burning away the last vestiges of Baba Lysaga and her hut. As you stand in the glow of the dying embers of Baba Lysaga's hut, the smoke rising high above the swampland, you watch as next to you on the sodden ground there is a flash of light, a swirling of symbols, and Styx, followed by Victor, drop into the water, the muddy water next to you.
Why, hello there.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Styx.
What do you want? Why are you here? How did you get here? Why are you here?
Styx, allow me to help you with the answers to those questions. The rest of the party had run off, from your perspective, the rest of the party had run off to go deal with Baba Lysaga, but you still had some questions for Irina, wanting to kind of get to understand the situation a little bit better, and also with Grinner having been resurrected and making his way out of the Abbey, you were still a little bit concerned that something might be happening, that something might be going wrong. In your opinion, knowing what you know now with your memories restored, it is bizarre that Strahd has not made a play against the Abbey yet. Yes, it would expose him to Sergei. Yes, Sergei making a play against the Abbey would expose him to Strahd. But the fact that they've not even done anything, there's been no consequences. For the Abbot being cured, for you beginning to send people to the Abbey, that is starting to concern you a little bit. You're not quite sure why, but there's a niggling thought, an instinct that tells you that not everything is well, despite how it may look. And so with that logic, you've kind of stuck around a little bit longer. It's only when one of the mongrel folk comes to you, looking through the telescope on top of the Abbey's clock tower, that a fire is now burning in the swamp and smoke is rising from it, that you think perhaps you might need to go and check on your companions and friends to maybe go and collect them, or at least to help them. Is there anything else you would have done or said with Irina before you left?
I'm only catching every second or third word, but I think I've got the gist of where we're going with that. I probably would have wanted to discuss with her, see if she has any memories. I'd probably be trying to use the Abbot to see if we can get any memories out of Irina for Tatiana, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. The Abbot... I won't worry about role-playing this. The Abbot, he's not an expert on recovering lost memories. That's very much outside his purview of healing. But he is interested in seeing what he can do to help. He promises to look into this, to go through his library to see if there's anything he can find, any information on recovering lost memories. Not memories lost to a person, but memories that might be retained by the soul as it is reincarnated, being able to access the thoughts, the feelings, the recollections of your past lives. He promises to look into that for you and to get back to you as soon as he can with any information. I think that gives you a bit of time as you then teleport into the swamp with your friends there. Tithla asking you who, what, when, where, why, very, very quickly, one after the other.
And what again?
You watch as Victor kind of stumbles for a moment, holds his hand up to his temples and goes, I think that might be the last bit of teleporting I do for the next little bit. I think I'm tapped now.
So are you stuck here with us then?
You watch as he looks down at the fetid water around his feet, lifts up his shoe, slowly tips some water out and goes, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
We had lots of fun.
Oh, it's not a comment about you, it's about this place. I thought there was dry land where I was landing. Ugh.
No, there's not.
Once upon a time, perhaps, when the land was actually a city or a town?
Yes, I remember hearing stories from my father about this place before it was flooded. Beres was bigger than Vallaki, I believe he once said. It was a thriving place before the flood. But that was a long time ago.
That's pretty big.
Yes. He always said it in such an insulting way. I think he delighted in its destruction. He was a sick man.
That's pretty weird.
Which as Victor turns and looks towards the burning hut behind you and just sort of nods.
What's up? You got a question?
Baba Lysaga?
Yep. Was.
Point to the fire.
Yeah. Right. Good. Well done, is all I'm going to say about that. Very well done.
Blood no like her.
No, I can't imagine there were many who did. She was a vain, vindictive witch.
Do you know much about her? About witch?
Not much. Only that in my madness she would sometimes come and hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can't agree with that.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
is-
Victor, I'm a little confused. May I ask you another question?
Yeah, of course.
I thought you could teleport people and not have to go with them. I thought isn't that how we got here? Why are you here?
So that I could teleport you back once I am rested.
See, that makes a lot of sense. Cool, thank you. Do you want me to try and find a spot that you can set up camp?
Why don't we get out of the swamp first? I don't think it's a huge walk out of Berez. We can get someone with a bit drier footing.
You watch as Davian nods. I think perhaps we should head back to the Wizard of Wines, don't you? It is a safe place. We can rest there.
If I can be honest, I get a little confused about distances. So if it's close, then yes. If it's going to be lots of days walkings, then maybe not.
Oh,
It's
well,
not
here's
far.
the map here. You know, you go northeast from here, and
Doesn't mean much to me.
I can bring you back
What
onto the map of Barovia if you'd like to see. It's not that far. You guys aren't too far from a couple of hours walk.
That's so far.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah. I mean, at
That's
this
all
point,
right,
Tithla, you may as well just give up. There's no point.
look, Tithla, I can probably look after you. I got a fair bit of constitution. May not be able to stand up to my level, so I can help you get all the way.
I'm sorry, what did you just say to me? Did you just say I
look
may
at-
not be on your level?
Well, if you just think it's a big trek, like I might be able to handle it, and I can give you a hand.
I will race you to that tree right now. Let's go.
I'm sure that distance is actually quite small in reality, but you're aware that distance before has taken us about like 7 sessions to get through, right?
That's more your decision making than the paths you've taken.
I did just pitch a foot race, so we could be on track for that.
That's more to do with what's happened and things you've run into along the way. You have 2 wereravens with you who can keep a view from the sky, make sure that you're not going to run into any danger, any trouble. You've got Tithla, who is a tracker extraordinaire. I'm just checking her CV. Yeah, medical genius and tracker extraordinaire, it says here on the resume. So I mean,
3, 2, 1, go race now!
I don't feel any need to call any of those references and check. I think we're good to go on that front. I reckon you'll be fine.
I'm gonna let Tithla get almost to the tree, and I'm gonna Misty Step and be to there.
You're actually going to use Misty Step. Tithla.
As you guys did, I phase spider through the ethereal plane to get there in a similar time frame.
Look at that.
Tithla,
Look, let me know
as
if
you
you need a hand.
sprint. Yeah,
I
sprint through.
counterspell both of them.
You counterspell both
Mine's
of
not
them.
a spell.
Are you sure about
Oh, yours
this?
isn't a spell. I counterspell Jonor.
Okay. Let's have a quick peekaroo. That is so unnecessary. Also, I might.
Also,
have
when
to-
I dash, I can do 80 feet. So.
That's not bad. I might have to drop the gain a little bit on your microphone, Josh. Can you talk a bit more for me?
Sorry, that's probably because I got really, really close to it. But yeah,
That's all good. It was.
my plan is to counterspell Jonor and then Misty Step myself.
Oh, you
Amazing.
fucking little bitches, the lot of you.
Jonor, as you go to Misty Step thinking you're going to easily defeat Tithla in this very necessary and entirely required foot race, Killian next to you goes, clicks his fingers. You watch as your magic falls apart. Unless you
Dramatically, I was like falling over to show Tithla that she's going to get in front, so landing in the mud, and then I was like gonna dip away, and then splat.
Jonor land in the fetid swamp water. But in front of you, Tithla, you watch as both Theo in phase spider's form and Killian just appear and touch the tree right as you're about to get there.
Oh, these are the insects.
Yeah.
What did you call us?
No, those flies and the mosquitoes. You were getting bitten by them. Anyway, let's go.
I don't understand. Why you all have to cheat all the time?
What are you talking about? We just ran very quickly.
I hate you sometimes.
Blood does not cheat. Blood just like strolls up, like just walking at a normal pace with
Striding
everyone
across
else.
the water.
I love
Yeah,
you, but I hate you sometimes.
it's
Why,
probably
because I am
less.
faster enough with race than you? That seems so harsh to hate me?
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly that reason.
I would not hate you if you were actually
But
better
I'm
at
clearly
anything
not,
than me.
so it doesn't matter.
At that,
And you,
Theo was
Killian.
going to leave the phase spider form, which I think, given it's the return, it's a little less grotesque than the initial phase spidering, but still definitely a lot more both painful and unpleasant to behold than my usual Animorph style transformation.
Which is already quite horrifying if you're using Animorph style transitions, transformations.
Oh, yeah, but it's a smooth transition
Yeah,
for
it
that.
is.
Whereas like this, you can actually
You
like,
watch his
see
legs
the
dislocate
bones,
and click
like-
back in as joints
Yeah.
begin to crack. You watch his bones shift under the
character
surface.
splits and
Yeah.
reforms with my hair like
Ew.
busting out of it, and it's
second
almost
after-
flopping away as I pop back.
Theo,
That
could you
was
please roll me a
unpleasant.
D100 as you come out of phase spider form? This is the first time you have used your monstrous transformations. Could you please roll me a D100 as you come out of the form? Yeah,
That's
there's a
fine,
part
but
of this I
stay.
haven't told you about.
I imagine there's a part that's gonna stay. Instantly regret picking the most grotesque one. 89.
89. Let's have a little look. You are okay for the moment.
Alrighty.
Be a shame if you rolled a 4.
So,
Would I?
Do you want to portent this? You,
No.
you can portent this if you want to. If this is
No.
That
important
would be
enough for
funny.
you. you can.
I think it is.
Would I be aware that there was
A resistance. Yes, it is. As you feel that transformation take hold, Theo, you have to fight to hold the image in your mind of your satyr form. It is not like your normal transitions where it feels like you're returning to your normal form. This is hard. You have to work. You feel that urge to pull you back into this spider form. There's a resistance, a barrier that you have to push through. And when you finally do, it takes a bit longer. It is slower to transform back, but you are able to do it as you take on your satyr form once again. But it felt different. You feel different. Can't put your finger on it. There's nothing physically that you can see, but something feels off. Wrong.
And it's good to be back in my real form, but I don't think I'll be able to do that again unless it's an emergency. That turning into this spider kind of sucks. I'm afraid I may get stuck there if I do that too often.
Oh well, sparingly then. But I was very helpful getting out of into the other plane. Oh,
Oh yes, that was
you.
very cool. Definitely, if we need it, I will not hesitate to take that form again. But I think that is not something I will do as a party trick.
That would be a
Good
very
shot.
scary party.
I imagine so. I mean, I thought that was quite cute, but
No,
no, not
no,
cute.
no, not really. It was more like acutely horrifying, but without the cutely bit.
You didn't like spiders?
No, I love spiders. I just don't think they're cute. They're wonderful for the environment. They help do bug controls when you need them. They're great.
It seemed almost blighted, which was concerning.
Oh yes, I mean, given where I found the moonstone that gave me that form, it is no surprise. I mean, even the radiant magic of the moon that usually powers my powers was wrong.
That moonstone was one of the ritual components that the druids were going to use to restore their ability to wild shape again. Don't forget. I would say you all remember this.
Is it wise for you to use something that you were very much against before, hence why there are no more blighted druids here.
Well, this in and of itself is not a magic of the circle of blight. They lose their ability to wild shapes. This was to regard that it is definitely still a perversion of the usual order, but I kept it in case we needed this kind of assistance, and I think it was justified in its use here against the Baba Lysaga. She was a formidable opponent, but like I said, I don't think I'll be using this again unless the need is very great.
Just be careful not to lose yourself. The things that we find around here in this land have a way of tempting you to do things that you might not necessarily do. I have first-hand experience in this, so just be careful.
I will keep that in mind. And if I ever start discussing cutting out my heart and replacing it with a briar, please just put me down.
Okay.
I won't put you down.
Everyone,
if you take the item off of you.
No, it's Theo. How would you say that, Tithla? Didn't
Why he just beat me in the
Weren't you
race?
friends?
Okay, I'm grieving.
Oh,
Those two
You think
things
you
don't
have
seem
it rough?
equitable. Defeated in a foot race. Kill your friend.
I'm just trying to do a friend a favor. Okay?
But
Losing doesn't bring the best out in people, okay? Everyone's got flaws.
go back to your whittling.
Oh, good idea.
I'm assuming you guys are still walking at this point as you make your way over
Yeah.
towards the Martikov estate. Theo, as you begin to make your way walking with the rest of the group, you're hungry. As you're walking along, you watch as a rather large fly buzzes close, some sort of swamp-like denizen, this large, fat-bodied fly. Quick as lightning, you snatch it out of the air, bite down and chew it before you even have time to think.
Can I roll stealth so no one to try
Yeah,
and
sure.
avoid?
Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely you can roll stealth.
just wipe the hair.
3.
Free. I throw
3.
it up and catch it in my mouth like an M&M.
Yeah. I'm going to say the crunch as you grab this insect out of the air. The crunching of the chitin between your teeth echoes through the quiet swamp around you as you watch as everyone kind of turns and watches Theo. One of the large wings, he's like, sucks it back in and finishes off.
Just imagine that's right in the middle of our important conversation about making sure
Yeah.
that we don't change.
Yes, yeah. It's in full view as you're saying, like, no, it's fine. Like, it's all good. I don't feel any different. And then you just see a fly buzz and you catch it and eat it really quickly, crunching it down.
What?
Right.
You don't eat bugs?
It's gross.
I mean, I
It's-
I spent 7 years of my life as a frog as a kind of a delicacy.
I knew you were going to justify this with that. That's why
Yeah,
I
but
laughed
7
when I saw
years-
what you rolled.
7 years of like 250 isn't that much.
I mean, it is when it was my formative years.
Okay, you know what? Made a lot of good points.
You
Have
are
you ever
also
eaten a
from the-
fly?
And I just got the horrible vision of turning back into the frog, so I had the craving.
Okay.
Not completely unrelated to being a spider.
Your blood inside check this.
Yes, of course you can. Yeah,
I mean,
of course you can.
Yeah.
phase spiders don't even eat flies. They eat like people
They eat-
or
yeah.
etherealness.
They flies,
And insects. They'll eat anything. Flesh.
but regular
they'll consume.
insects.
The giant.
That's a
Yeah.
2, Blood. All good. It's all above board. That
Yeah.
whole incident with the frog, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Blood is actually like he's like, whoa, it must taste good. Maybe blood
Yeah.
try fly as well, huh?
Blood, maybe there's some sort of swamp delicacy you've been missing out on.
Theo is good, yes.
No, I mean, I quite enjoy it.
Maybe blood get one and try. Yes, it's good.
That's a 4 on your follow-up insight there, Blood. Yeah, no, 100%. Insect.
to roll it that many times.
You
But
rolled
hey,
3 and didn't get above a 5.
Blood's really into the idea of eating a swamp fly now.
You're looking around like you can see some sort of like centipede-like creature wriggling over a log. I mean, if Blood enjoyed the fly that much, something 3 times as big with 18 times as many legs must be infinitely better.
Yeah. What is the closest thing to me?
Probably the centipede crawling over the log.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna grab the centipede and be like,
Wriggles in your fingers, trying to escape. You
Yo.
watch as mandibles attempt to bite through your skin.
You try? Is good?
Probably not that one. That one is quite venomous. I'd probably put it down.
Oh, okay.
just put it back down.
Wriggles
We'll
away
keep
into
eye
nothing.
out on
Gaffing the log.
fly.
It was focus on fly or not cockroach. They are far too noble. And the people here seem to revere them, so it's probably offensive to eat them.
Noble. Cockroach, oh. Blood will not eat cockroach then.
But,
As you're walking along, Axel, hearing this bullshit behind you, you watch as Stefania, the raven-haired woman from before, or a girl, I should say, walks up to you, sort of striding next to you for a moment, having transformed back from raven form. Her father is now currently flying overhead in raven form, keeping an eye out. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm Stefania.
Stefania, it's Axel.
Axel, thank you. I was in a tight spot there, and I just wanted to thank you for saving my life.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. We were there to sort her out, and it's a good thing that we got to you when we did. And yeah, I think you're only in immediate peril because of what she was trying to do in there. I'm guessing she messed with your mind a little bit too, and to catch you. And I'm sure that was not easy. Yeah, we know what that's like, and we're all good now, and we're all safe, and we're all fine, and we're all out of there, and everything's fine now, and it's all good.
Are you sure?
Axel doesn't have the capacity to lie when he is not feeling good. So I think that's very clearly coming through that he's not even going to try and deceive in this moment. It's I think Axel just stops and then no, it's not okay. They messed with my mind. She messed with my mind back there, and I attacked one of my friends, and then I watched as one of my other friends attacked one of our friends, and I just thought that the one thing we had is we knew who we were fighting, and I don't know if I could stop that again. I was very happy to be in my home, and I wanted it to be true.
Is that what she showed you? Your home?
She showed me the harbor right by where I used to work and guard and protect the docks. It was a lie, and the others were saying it too, but it's what I want. I want to go home, and so.
Do you
true.
think it was a lie? It wasn't like none of what she showed was real, right? It was all lies, yeah? None of it was real?
I hope so. What did she show you?
You watch as she sort of wipes away a tear. She showed me my mum. What happened to her? Again and again. She showed her killing her. Eating her. I just really hope it wasn't real. They're not my memories that she showed. I think the hag showed I'm hoping it was just made up. I'm hoping she wasn't showing me her memories. Because it was horrible.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that, kid. Like, I wish I had something I could do to help you, but there are things like this that we see that change us, and we never unsee those things.
I guess in a way I'm grateful that my brothers didn't have to see that it was me and not them. They're too young. It would have been too much for them. So I guess in a way I'm pleased that if it had to be anyone, it was me. But I just really hope she didn't show Dad that either. He hasn't told me what she
I
showed
think it's
him.
important you talk to your dad about this either way.
He won't tell me what he saw. We were there for just over a day. Yeah.
I think if you share what you've seen,
I did.
I'm sure
I
he's
told
happy
him.
to carry that.
I told him a bit of it, but I also didn't want to. I didn't want to put too much on him.
That's really good, kid, but that's what your dad's for. Like, he can take it. It's his job to carry some of that for you, and it's lighter when somebody else helps out. So the only way you get through it is to talk to the people that you care about when you can, while they're there.
I might talk to Lara about it. She's my aunt. She's there too. Dad, he barely made it through when she went missing. When my mum went missing, when we found out she died, he was a wreck for a long time. I don't think he can take it. I think I'm going to talk to my aunt about it.
I get it, kid. That makes sense to me. As long as you're talking to someone, it's important.
Yeah. Who?
You'll regret it if you don't, and you miss the chance to talk to the people that you needed to talk to. Trust me.
Who have you got to talk to about what you saw?
They're with me always, but I think I need to have a chat to some of my friends here too to make sure that, because we saw a few things today. I think we need to check in with each other.
I find Tithla really helped me last time when I had to talk about some stuff. I know sometimes she comes across as like, I mean, obviously she's still young. I think she's like my age, but I'm not 100% sure because she looks a bit younger, but she's smaller, and I think that's just how it is. But like, she was surprisingly good when I had to talk to her last time. But then maybe this stuff's too dark for her, and she seems different than last time I saw her. She looks like she's carrying something as well. So in that case, I'd probably talk to Jonor.
That's a good idea. Thanks, kid. Appreciate you coming to have a talk. I'm glad you're alright.
Jacob, mate, why are you upset when an NPC is genuinely looking out for Tithla's mental health? What's going on?
I hate the world. It's not fair. Everyone's picking on Tithla. She's just a victim and she wants to help her friends out.
And, I mean, mate, A, you didn't hear any of this. Well, you did, but Tithla didn't hear any of this. And B,
yeah, and that's why Tithla's not the one that's upset.
Even if she had, surely you cannot take a problem.
Oh, I can make some.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, you can.
Don't
Make
worry.
Yeah, that's true. Perfect. As you carry on, as you make your way forwards, I'm going to do a little bit of a time skip. As you arrive at the edge of the Wizard of Wine's vineyard, for Blood and Axel who have not been here before, perched on top of a hill near a main road is a large farmstead and an enormous barn rising above a number of fields of grapevines. Two of the fields look to be fertile, the vines overflowing with these deep purple grapes. The other, far more fallow. There's a few straggling vines still growing, but the field looks to be mostly blighted and abandoned. But as you arrive at the vineyard, you can all benefit from a long rest.
Whoop, whoop. Long rest, you say?
Long
Good
rest.
Oh, right.
I
That's not
say.
good when Owen's like, you know what, just have it. What's next?
Yeah. What's the catch?
Well,
Yeah.
if you're concerned about the long rest, then you're also going to be concerned about this next bit. You may also all take a level up.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's way worse.
shit.
Oh no, what am I going to do?
Oh dear.
In the
Level up
interests,
mid-session?
yes, mid-session one. In the interests of keeping things running quickly, you are all treated
break.
to a delightful meal cooked by Davian and his children.
Wow.
You can enjoy some wine for those of you who enjoy a bit of wine.
Oh,
Very,
yeah.
very nice wine. Otherwise, there's some juice as well, which is what Tithla was imbibing last time.
Which is on the
Port
milk.
rolls for Jonor, 3 and 15. Very nice. That's a good spread.
Andy,
Are all of you taking? Let's go through the levels really quickly. Thea, I'm assuming you're taking druid levels, seeing as you haven't multiclassed.
Anymore.
Would you like to multiclass? You may if you wish to, but I know you haven't multiclassed.
No, I think I'll be. I think I'm just going. The new druid is just so good.
Just move
So I
druid,
think I think I'll be, doubling and tripling down on the.
Anything spicy for you with this level up?
No, actually, I think it's a fairly.
Basic level.
Yeah, I don't think I get anything actually. I think it's just spell slots.
It's all right. Spell slots are good. Josh, Killian, Bard or Warlock? What are you taking?
Gone Bard, I think. So I get extra attack now. So my question would be, can I change one of my Eldritch invocations because I've now got extra attack twice?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, I will allow. I know normally it'd be like a thing that you can do on a Warlock level up, but that's just because it's not like they haven't factored in multi-classing for a lot of those features. So yes, I would say on any level up you can swap around your Eldritch invocations. I've got no problems with that at all.
Thank you very much. And then I get one more spell, which I'm going to have a look through. I'm looking through
Easy
the third
done.
level ones. There's one here that might be perfect, but we're not doing contamination points. But there's one called Purge Contamination, which I was thinking, Theo, but I'm probably
Could be
not going to
handy.
take that though.
I was gonna actually start looking into a way to fix that moonstone. I got 6 level spells is what I'm getting, by the way. So
That is spicy. What are you talking about? I
Yeah.
could get much this level up. 6 level spells is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Blood, Barbarian level.
Yeah, just barbarian level 11. I just get too angry to die. That's my little
Bad.
thing that I get,
Not bad.
which is level 11. I think it's a relentless rage, which like while I'm raging, if I drop to 0, I roll a con save. If I pass to 10, I'm back up, baby.
You've basically got undead fortitude in a way.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tithla, Drake
Yeah,
Warden
it's great.
Ranger. I think you can ride Dracob now.
No, I've been able to ride Drake.
Oh, winged form.
Fly until we get to 15th level. in
Oh,
that class,
okay.
So
I keep thinking it's the next level, and it's so far away.
we're a ways away. Yeah, but Dracob gets a breath weapon.
Hey, fantastic.
Ooh,
That is
that's
very
good.
nice.
Yeah, and I get another
Well done.
spell.
Axel, Battlemaster Fighter. I believe you get to pick some new maneuvers, correct?
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I saw that I attacked 3 times, and I was pretty excited about
Just
hitting
you're just
more.
happy about that. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's very, very
Fair
fair.
enough.
Yeah. I believe you also get to pick another maneuver at this level. If I
I'll go have a
remember
look
correctly.
at that.
Tom, Jonor, Wizard. What level spell slots do you have now?
I got on first level fighter, I reckon.
Okay, fantastic. Does
got
your
the real hand
strength
It's got
does
the
your
cards.
strength or dex line up? I'm just
Oh my
looking
God.
and it's not looking great for you. Sorry.
I'm gonna lean strength for him. The negative one
Yeah.
is really
Yeah.
base.
Cool. Great club is your main weapon.
Just more. Yeah, of course.
What are you actually doing?
Yeah, more divination stuff for me.
Sweet.
Just deciding on which 6th level divination spell.
That's very fair.
Every level. Every new level has to start with divination.
It does. And Raph, level 11 for Paladin.
Raph isn't here.
Oh,
yeah,
was
he
he
did that a while ago. He
Fair
had to drop out.
enough. Okay, that is good to know. And I am. Oh, do you know why I didn't notice? Because it's we got 2 rows of videos that I have to look at, and I was only looking at the top row. Sorry, Raph. I swear I noticed that he disappeared. Let's have a quick look. I'll see what Styx gets.
Well, he's not here to hear your apology, so there's no
That's
point.
so true. So who gives a shit?
And we don't watch it back either.
We know he doesn't watch it back, so we're all sorted. Let's see what he gets at level 11 for his. Doesn't look like anything too crazy.
Big question for Jonor. Does Jonor know Dispel Magic?
No, I do not.
I will take Dispel Magic as my spell
You-
for this level. I want to make sure that we don't double up on spells.
Raph gets Radiant
Yeah.
Strikes. All his melee attacks or unarmed strikes now do an extra 1d8 radiant damage, which actually is pretty good. Not gonna lie, that is not bad at all. That is very, very nice. Awesome. After Victor has had his long rest as well, he is able to teleport you back to the Abbey of St. Markovia. The other question I had before we have our long rests, who is taking the Amulet of Ravenkind? I will tell you a little bit more about it so that you have the information. So the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind, the original version in the original Curse of Strahd does need to be attuned by a cleric or paladin of good alignment. We have changed it slightly in this homebrew world. It's been shifted. It has 10 charges. It can do the 3 following actions. It can hold vampires. As an action, you can expend a charge and present the holy symbol to make it flare with holy power. Vampires and vampire spawn within 30 feet of the holy symbol when it flares must make a whiz save. On a failed save, they are paralyzed for 1 minute. It can turn undead, so you can use the turn undead feature of a cleric. You can spend a charge to do a turn undead, or you can spend 3 charges to give them disadvantage on their saving throw against the effect, which would also then do destroy undead. And you also can spend 5 charges to have it present and expel sunlight for shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. And it is sunlight and lasts for 10 minutes or until you end the effect. So, my question is, who would like to wield the holy symbol of Ravenkind? You don't have to decide now, but it is worth knowing.
I'll
Such
say-
a Styx or Jonor thing.
Yeah, I just took Sunbeam, so I'm good on the making sun front.
Styx has / is the sun sword.
Yeah.
So
You got enough sun.
I think he's covered. I also, if I have a quick look, I think he might also have his attunement stuff kind of, I think he might have his attuned slots used. Jonor, this could be a good one for you.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I love a good old saving throw. And the Aasimar background there lines up.
Does fit quite nicely.
The only other thing I could think of is Axel. You've got a little bit of Lysander with the mace.
It's true.
Depends out of us two who'd want to take this one, I think. Do you have any feeling about it?
I got the mace, the trident, and a necklace of adaptation as my 3 attunement slots currently. So unless there's a better economy of use there that makes more sense. It makes sense to
I've only got
spread
one
that
little
stuff
shiny
out as
thing.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, then you
It does feel like
Jonor.
feel like home to me.
Then yes, by all means, take
Yeah,
it.
that sounds good.
Sounds good.
It connects it too, so it's kind of cool. We've both got hacks.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Alrighty. So, Jonor, you may add the holy symbol of Ravenkind to your inventory. The one that you'll be adding now doesn't have enough information for you about the turn/destroy undead, so I will update that version for you. Next time we jump in, your inventory will look a little bit different. You'll have a different version.
Great.
There's
Thank
something
you.
else we need to do with your long rest then, as you attune to the holy symbol of Ravenkind. As you fall asleep, Jonor, drifting off into the embrace
Oh,
of,
no more nightmares, please.
warm sheets, soft pillow. There is part of you that fears what comes with the dark. As your eyes close, sleep takes a moment to come to you, that anxiety of what is to follow. But sleep does come. And as you drift off, first you dream of nothing in particular. The memory of it slides through your fingers, vanishing. Flashes of images and sensations, but nothing concrete, nothing you could nothing you could share the next morning. Nothing that sticks in the mind. And then, almost like awakening, you find yourself standing in Baba Lysaga's hut once more.
Oh. All right, where is she? All right. Let's have a little look. Know you're here. You shouldn't be here, but you're bound to be. Let's give it a little look around. I can feel you.
You gaze around the meager contents of the hut, the cramped interior. Your eyes fall upon the painting, the portrait on the far wall that Theo had repaired and restored. No longer does it depict Strahd. Instead, it depicts you. Standing there, dressed the same armor as Strahd. Your skin far paler. Your eyes this almost orange gold. Canine teeth poking through the edges of your smirk. And around your feet you see the bodies of your companions, drained and lifeless, pale, puncture wounds in their necks. In your right hand you hold a deck of cards. In your left, a goblet, filled to the brim with a red viscous liquid. As you gaze upon the portrait, you watch as the figure, as you turn and smile at yourself, slowly twisting the cards until your figure holds up a single card towards you. The Betrayer. A man stabbing a figure in the back, a smile on his face as he does so.
I think I've got something to show you. And I go to use my draw, and let's see what path I'm going to choose.
Alrighty, I will give you access to
you've got whole control of me?
Let me give you the Taraka deck, and you
I'm going to be choosing my own
draw.
fate.
Alrighty.
Absolutely.
Could you please draw a card? I have placed it on the map. You may click on the Taraka deck down in the bottom corner, and then if you reveal it, what have we got here? We have the Philanthropist. Nice. Almost the antithesis of what we've just seen. A woman dressed in priestly robes, a conical hat upon her head, holds in her hand 2 coins, one showing heads, one showing tails. Her eyes are closed, a look of bliss upon her face as she holds out the 2 coins before her, as if to gift them, to pass them to someone. Jonor, you know that this card, you know that this relates to acts of charity, of kindness, of someone putting others' needs before their own, of committing to the betterment of others, sometimes at the cost of themselves. This is the antithesis of the Betrayer card. And you watch as the figure, this vampiric version of you, scowls, the paint shifting and running as it takes on the face of Baba Lysaga. You watch as she locks eyes with you. So, I'm dead then.
Definitely would seem that. Very curious, though. How are you talking to me?
You have so much to learn about divination magic, Jonor. Seeing the future is all well and good. Showing yourself to it, speaking to the future, is another. You've already taken the first steps in manipulating cause and effect, changing the odds in your favor. Did you not think it strange that your attempt to shift things was blocked by myself?
It was very weird. What I do want to know is, how did you do it? Could be helpful.
You tried to twist fate. I merely twisted it back.
Oh, a little bit of left-right, sure, okay. Well, it seems like you didn't win that one, so do I even bother talking with you? Because if you really were that great, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Go on then. Leave. If you think you can.
That will be a little bit triggering. I think I can do what I want. I think your son wouldn't be happy about it.
My son? No. He'll be coming for you now. Maybe not straight away. But he will not forget what you did to me. He will not forgive.
I'm sure there's been... He won't forgive.
No.
That's what I'm sure you would like to tell me, so... Not to be believed. So what did you do to your children? Can you tell me about them?
I had 3 gorgeous girls during my time here. While they did not take on my proclivity with divination magic and dream walking, they lived full lives until you and your friends came along. Why do you
3
think I've
children,
been
or-
haunting you?
You say until we came along? I think they've been around for much longer than we have, so don't be attributing it to us.
You killed them. You and your companions burned them in their own windmill. My 3 beautiful
Oh.
daughters.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, we did do that. Yeah.
Oh
Well, they died.
But they died.
Yeah, right.
At least
So
3
those
of
are-
us weren't there.
Sure.
One of us was in an oven.
If that stupid fucking goblin had just been cooked alive, none of this would have happened. Yeah, no, she doesn't say that.
I think you say just the 3 children, just the hags, hey?
They were my 3 children. I see
Oh.
Strahd von Zarovich as the son I never had. I did my best to protect him, to weather him from the dangers, from those who seek to manipulate him, to poison him. And he recognized
And-
my good work.
Oh, okay. So what would be helpful for you then?
Helpful.
To, oppose those opposing him?
With me, dearie, there were none left who opposed him, save his jealous brother, Sergei.
Seems he's quite terrified of that one. I think he sees it as an actual foe. So how about you give us some, information or details of who he's got, what creatures to look out for? That would be good for Strahd, surely.
You watch as Baba Lysaga steps forward, the portrait shifting, the canvas ripping as she pulls herself free and stands before you, towering above you, Jonor. You watch as she cocks her head and then begins moving her hands, writing a sequence of sigils in the air around her. I am going to ask you one question. In here, you cannot lie. If your answer is satisfactory, I will help you save my beloved child. If it is not, you will find me far more troublesome in death than you ever did in life, Jonor.
You see, we started with you giving information, and now it's you making basically a controlling statement for me, and I don't really get around that, so I'm gonna just leave that there. I don't really get around those vibes. And at that point, I just disengage a little bit, take a step or two backwards, then look around the room sort of nonchalantly.
You watch as she sort of cocks her head, amused at first, and then growing increasingly more frustrated as you just kind of ignore her in this place. You watch as her mood grows dark, her roots begin to grow around your legs, Jonor. The water begins to rise around your feet as she looms over you, her shadow stretching closer and closer. You think I can't break your puny mind, wizard? You think I can't burn you, bite you, claw you, hack you into pieces in here again and again and again? I can break you.
I'm going to take a check of, can I, break out of this dream? Do I have the ability to wake myself back up? I want to figure that out.
Jonor, do you want to make me an Arcana or an Insight check? Your choice.
19.
Jonor, the water rising up around your feet, can't even feel it. The roots moving and gripping. Again, there's no strength to them. The lightest of touches. And as she looms over you, she doesn't actually contact you at all. Previously in the nightmares, she was quick to mete out punishment. But now, suddenly, she's holding back? No. She can't hurt you, Jonor. This isn't her dream anymore. Her power was tied to her life force. She's dead. This is just an echo. The last vestige of what this night hag was. Until she is connected with her power once again, if she's able to come back, she's nothing. You're in control of this dream.
Knowing this, I'm going to play into the part of a bit of frightenedness. I'm going to try and take a couple of steps back, clamber a little bit backwards, and then sort of desperately cast Detect Thoughts.
Can I have a performance check, Jonor?
Absolutely. Can I take my new... Nah, I'm not taking those ones. Yeah, let's go performance.
He was going to use his important roll right
More
then.
important. Yeah, 7.
Jonor, it's hard because, as you have these realizations, these epiphanies, there's a smile that comes across your face, a relief. You let out a sigh before you realize, oh shit, I should try and play this up. And then as you go to sort of somebody oh no. You watch as she initially begins to buy it and then pauses, realizing. You watch as she kind of slumps a little bit and goes, shit.
Oh yeah.
Do you say that?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Kool-Aid Guider.
Oh yeah. You watch as she looks towards you and seems to shrink a little bit, the form shifting and changing, no longer in this looming night hag. She looks much more like a tired, weathered old woman. She sort of stumbles back and slumps down into the ragged armchair behind. Fuck.
You know what's worse is, you know what Strahd has to be worried about. And with that, that's my guiding thought for Detect Thoughts.
As you activate Detect Thoughts, her surface thoughts, as you say what Strahd has to be worried about, you see you and your companions reflected in her mind. You are the greatest threat to Strahd.
Wow.
So can I
You
ask
hold-
a clarifying question for that real
Sure.
quick?
I mean, you're not there, but sure, yeah.
No. Is that Jonor that he's seeing is the greatest threat,
whole
or
party.
us collectively?
The whole party. And behind
good.
you,
Just
the
get Jonor
allies
on
that you've
the coach.
made along the way. It's everyone. The Abbot, Ismark, Irina, everyone. The legion of people that you have brought on side. The balance of power in Barovia is broken. Strahd and Sergei, in their fight, have completely missed, or in this instance, you think probably maybe misjudged what you lot were doing and the force that you have created. It's no longer two powers in Barovia. You are the third, you and your companions. There is a third force now, equally strong in her eyes and in her mind. That is her fear.
The only thing more concerning for him could possibly be the repercussions of the dark powers.
She doesn't seem to know much about them. As you mention the dark power, say them out loud, there's only confusion.
Well, many are evil in the land, and well, I hope to see you sometime soon. Are you going to be sticking around, or maybe I'll come visit you? You know, I'll
Fuck
figure
you,
out how you do this little
Jonor.
trick.
Fuck you. You fucking killed me. And my last fucking attempt to have
Gracious
some
as
sort
always.
of influence. And you go ahead and figure it out.
I'm still trying to read the mind. Insight check with that of, is she actually...
I offered her
Actually
a
having
chance
trouble.
to talk. She wanted to be fun.
That's a natural one for a total of
one.
2.
Wow.
Jonor. She looks defeated. She looks distraught, bereft. Too bereft. This is all an act.
Do I get any edge with thoughts? Do I get anything to buffer this?
The thoughts in this instance isn't quite giving you an advantage. Unfortunately, a natural one is a natural one. This is a
fair
bad
enough.
one. Jonor,
No, I believe it.
this is all an act. She's not dead. No. She's still out there. There are spells. You've heard of dark rituals that can be used to create a simulacrum of someone, a false body, a false construct. She must have used one. Yes, that's the only explanation. You haven't killed her. She's still out there. And this dream? This is her last chance to break you. You need to get out of here.
You think you're gonna sneak up on us? You have another thing come. We've done it once. We'll do it again. I glance around this room real quick for extra icons and then go to disappear.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other icons or other symbols in the room around you, just the hut as you remember it, but shadowy and slightly distorted. But as you look around and begin thinking of an exit, you watch as a door appears in front of you. Reach out and step through, awakening in your bed.
Bye-bye, Lysaga.
No, wait, and then you step through the doorway, disappearing from view. The last thought she had as your Detect Thought spell ends, you see a flash in her mind of the Amber Temple. You see the doorways into it. A memory as a figure walks towards, and as they cross the threshold, you watch as the figure freezes in place. drops to the ground dead, spasming for a moment and then falling still. Maybe she was trying to warn you about something.
Must have been.
Then you
She
awake.
wasn't trying to help us.
No, it's a trick, Jonor. Yeah, it's a trick. She's trying to scare you. She's trying to make you scared again.
I think so.
As you wake the next morning, attuned to your holy symbol of Ravenkind.
I do think the best way for Jonor to deal with that conundrum, is it the truth, is it not, is to just keep it to himself. Not share it, not allow for any brainstorming, just solo.
Just gotta sit and dwell. Yeah, absolutely.
You probably don't. Yeah, I was going to say, like, this seems like one of those things that really is just going to get you in trouble, Jonor. I wouldn't share it.
Just sit on
visions of
every episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be trusted with everyone else.
Imagine what Tithla would do with this knowledge. Oof.
What does that mean, huh?
Imagine if she found out you were having dreams without her. She'd think you were abandoning her.
Well, she would know it.
As you awaken the next morning, all of you feeling rested, having learned and grown from your adventures. Unless there's anything specific you'd like to do at the winery, anything you'd like to talk to the wereravens about, Victor will take you. Yes.
Tithla would just like to spend a moment talking to Davian, that was the name, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the gem back from the hags, and we wanted to make sure you got it back. So, yeah, where'd it go? That was your one. Yep. It was just around here somewhere. Yeah.
I picked it up. I have it. Thank you.
Okay.
The ritual to fix it and have it be reinstated in the vines will take us a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be long. We should be able to rely on it once again.
Okay. Well, good luck. Do you need any help, or can we leave? Or do other things?
There is so much you have done for us, and so much that I will never repay. No, there is nothing we need. Lara has been gathering some intel, and I believe she plans to meet with you once she has the last few reports from the Amber Temple. You were planning on heading there next, correct?
Most definitely, without question or confusion, that was clearly the plan. So I'll inform the group that we'll go to the downstairs area to discuss our next movements.
Which as he nods. Okay, that sounds good.
Tithla turns around. She's like, was that the plan? Oh, where was that?
I mean,
Yeah, downstairs. Yeah.
Okay. We'll find the group, and Tithla tries to rally the group. She's like, okay, we need to go. Who remembers? Oh, you two. We trust you, right? You being good? We have secrets.
Who are you talking to, Tithla?
We have secrets. They don't know the secrets of this place.
Right.
I think he's talking to
Give a
Boyd.
reassuring nod.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a secret base here. Okay. There's a whole.
Shh.
Hey, it's my hour.
You're right. You're right.
Jonor probably has some listening device from Strahd on his person. We should probably just head to where
You're
we're
right.
going.
Jonor, you stand outside and wait and watch guard.
All right.
Also, saying his name while we're not on hallowed ground is probably going to attract his attention as well. Speaking of,
at this point,
sorry.
At this point, I'm sure he just knows what we're doing. At this point, if he doesn't see us as a threat to constantly monitor, then I don't think we stand a chance anyway. So
This is true, but that does
let's get into the little hole just in cases.
Yeah, that does bring up a worrying question. Does bring up a worrying question for all of you that live here, with everything that we know that could potentially come now after he's probably seen that you got out of that place. I'm very convinced that he was able to see everything that was happening inside the hut. Do you have the defenses needed to protect yourselves here?
No, we do not. I think perhaps it might be time for the Martikovs to, at least those who have openly shown off what we are. Perhaps it's time for us to gather at the Abbey as well. At least for the sake of my children, I will be sending them there.
Yep, that was going to be my suggestion. That's where we're sending everybody. The abbot is
Ally.
is
No.
an ally, a strong ally of ours. So yes.
Velaki would also be reasonably safe, I think. But I think the Abbey will be safer. Up to you. Might be best to have some ravens positioned in a couple of locations.
I have my cousin is a resident of Velaki, a member of the network, the spy network. I think he will stay there and keep his cover.
Okay, that's a good. Well, I think Velaki should. I mean, as far as places go in Barovia, it is probably the least assailable city that they have. It is well defended, well guarded, well manned. I think it would take a huge force from either side to really assault it. But
Or one aerial vampire that ravaged the town before.
hey, we was there to stop that. And
But we're
we was
not
also
there now.
mid-coup. They were a bit distracted. It was a poor timing. I mean,
Oh, do you mean the bloodless coup?
yes.
Yep.
Well, at least for our end. So, yeah, actually, fair point, actually. Yeah, look, send the children to the Abbey. On that topic, Styx, you and Victor rocked up here because you were concerned about something about us in the Abbey?
Am I going to have to play Styx, am I? Of course I am.
Yeah.
I saw the fire, and I thought you might be in trouble.
Were you mentioning something about something not being right about the Abbey not being assaulted? I remember
I
something
was
along-
concerned. There is no military advantage in letting us do the shit we do. Ran out of breath. Let me try that again. There is no military advantage in allowing us to continue.
Yes, fair point. I don't know if I explained to you, but there is an army gathering at the castle. I suspect there is similar at the temple. Let's get in the hall, and I just usher everyone straight into the Marnikov secret talkie dungeon.
Lud and Axel. Theo leads you towards towards the barn. There is a large wooden cog that is set into the floor that seems to be attached to a number of other machinery. As Theo pulls the lever, the cog lifts up, revealing a secret chamber beneath. As you climb down a ladder, a room full of maps and records, a large table with a very, very well-drawn map of Barovia with the borders of the mists is marked before you. And down there you see a cot that has been set up for someone to sleep on. Lara doesn't seem to be here right now, though, as you move on down into the below area. Did you want Davian to come with you, or was it just you guys who wanted to head down?
We can bring Dav.
Yeah, Davian will come with you then, and so will Stefania. She's now very much involved in the spy network, it seems. As Davian comes down with you, begins poring over. Lara leaves this place in such a mess every time. Yes, our reports from the Amber Temple, it's been completely silent and still. Nothing.
Well, that is more concerning than, I mean, I was expecting you to say they're rallying an army of undead. Completely silent and still is somehow so much worse.
I agree.
Yes, I mean, you were correct in what you assumed based on stuff that you couldn't have possibly heard. That our next step was to go to the Amber Temple after dealing with the Baba Lysaga. But,
that is what you said you when we last met, when you were last here. You did say that you were planning to head to the Amber Temple before taking on Castle Ravenloft.
oh yes. So we either do that or we head to the Abbey and prepare for some manner of assault that may or may not come. We have allies. We believe it or not, the werewolves are on our side.
Right. How did you manage that?
I may have resurrected the leader's lover, and now they're pretty cool with us.
And you trust them?
Yes, I do actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Surprisingly so. Due to some murdering.
Wow.
The bad ones are actually quite cleared out. The ones that remain kind of simply just want to live. And they are willing to fight to get that.
Okay. If you trust them, I trust you. I am willing to... We're not going to reveal ourselves to the Martikovs. That is okay.
No, that's not what I expect you to. But so we have you, we have the werewolves, we have the abbot, we have Victor here, who until recently was, he's the mage formerly known as Mad.
Sorry, what?
Yes, I actually brought Victor down with us. He's the Mad Mage.
Victor's just sort of looking through the various
now.
scrolls. He looks over and waves as you say, formerly Mad Mage. I'm Victor Velakovich. I was something happened with my magic and I became the Mad Mage. Hello.
See, he's good now. We are through liberal application of counterspell. We brought him back to.
As you say counterspell, you watch Victor wince ever so slightly.
That's like a shock collar training for him.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh.
So yeah, those are the pieces. Oh, and the town of Velaki is properly allied. The priest there is, he's not a combatant, but he is relatively powerful. Our friend Ismark controls the city and the guards. So between that, we have a strong ally in the town of Barovia. With the work I did there with Gunnar and her, if anyone is still really left there to fight, I imagine I could call some allies there. But I recall a suspiciously strong shopkeepers there.
Piddlewick the second, yeah.
So those are the players on the board that
Argenville's told as well.
Oh yes, we have the Knights of the Silver Dragon, or what the hell is it called? They're
Sounds pretty close.
Technically they are wraiths or revenants. Revenants, yes. So they are undead, but they have pledged that they will fight for us, and I do not doubt their determination.
Well, fight for us or is fight against?
At this point, either or. We gave them the skull, so I assume they will fight where we direct them, whether that be at the castle or the temple.
You have done well gathering allies. This is the largest force in history that we have had here since the Martikovs began our records. I think we might have a chance against the brothers.
Well, so that leads us to the question. We have three options as I can see it. We can assault the temple and try to take out Sergei. We can assault the castle and try to take out Strahd. Or we can do neither, try to encourage them to fight each other and take out whichever one is left standing. Because I do not relish the idea of fighting one, being weakened, and then being picked off by the second. I know for a fact there is a fairly large army of vampire spawn at Castle Ravenloft. I don't doubt that we could beat them with the forces we have, but whether we could then take on all of the undead in the Amber Temple or the inverse of that, I am not sure. But nor do I know how to persuade them out into an open combat with each other to weaken themselves.
Sergei must die first.
Pardon, Styx?
Sergei must die first.
Sure, but I'd rather they both die rather than us and
But Sergei can bring back the dead. He must die first. It is the only tactical decision.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
True, but the Dark Powers keep both of them back in check. They just come back after a while, I thought.
But how fast? I am guessing if we can take one out quickly, the other will fall.
Oh yes, but like I said, if we take one out quickly and we lose the abbot or Victor, or we expend the werewolves or the revenants, then do we have enough to take out the second one?
There is a fourth option that we've not considered.
Oh yes?
There's one more person that we've not got as an ally yet, and after the things that we've recently learned about her, it might be worth finding her.
Of whom do you speak?
Wait, what?
Madam Ava.
Oh yes, of course.
Madam Ava warned us against going to the Amber Temple, said that we would die instantly. This was long before we went to Argynvostholt and dealt with the druids and all of that, so it might be worth seeking her out.
We've had no other indications that we would die horrifically and or instantly were we to arrive at the Amber Temple. So
we were also
really
told going. We were also told to go into.
Well, it's funny you say that because. And I share the story in full, with some hesitation about me being the one who killed them. I look at Killian as say stabbed in the back, but in like a guilty that I've done it way.
Sometimes it's just very easy for your friends to fall on your knives backwards. It just happens
multiple times, just in and out, and then have all their blood drained out, and for your goblet to be mysteriously full. Just happens.
Okay. Look, that is concerning. I mean, I guess valid point, Killian. Look, I don't know if we can trust her, but I think it might be worth trying to seek her out. I mean, I was going to suggest we bait one or both of them into assaulting the abbey and draw them out that way, because I can think of no other way in which to provoke them into open combat.
Drawing them to the abbey would be a bad thing, though, wouldn't it? That's where all of our allies who are also not combatants are. Wouldn't it be better to draw them to somewhere like, I don't know,
the Vallaki, a populated town? Like that's why I was drawing a blank on how we could convince them to fight if they're at this impasse. Here. If the Martikovs, if this family leaves here and goes to the abbey, this place has nobody here. So why not draw them here? And how would we draw them here? Like Styx said.
How would we draw them to the abbey? How would we draw them to Vallaki?
We will draw them. We could.
As Styx pointed out,
woman.
It is surprising that they've let us do what we have at the abbey for so long without trying to stop it. So either they're not seeing it as a threat, or they are planning something already.
Styx, what about what's her name at the abbey? The one that the abbot made. What was her name?
Tatiana. The flesh golem.
Vasilka.
What about her? She looks exactly like Tatiana, you said, and we know for a fact that she is a massive draw for both of them. What if we brought her here and used her as bait?
I feel like she kind of resembled if you kind of squinted. That's my memory. If you like shut your eyes and turned around, then they kind of look similar, because there's a lot of stitching.
Yeah.
We have someone else who looks a lot more similar, but I mean,
I will not endanger her.
Neither will I. Same way with Vasilka. I mean, flesh golem though she is I mean, she at least seems more sentient than I'd be willing to dangle as bait.
There is something else the brothers will want.
Oh yes?
Me. They do not know what I am.
They know you exist,
but they don't know who I am.
Can you turn back into a sword at will?
No, but I can bring the sword out. And if I reveal it, indeed.
Okay. Well, okay. I guess we could do that, but that's. I mean, truthfully, we'd still rather them fought each other rather than fought us.
Agreed. It would be far better tactically if they took each other out.
So how could we facilitate this? Unless
think
we
they're
made-
going to.
if we made one of them think that the other had the Styx sword, maybe that could be enough to provoke an assault.
Or if we made them think the other had Tatiana, Irina.
I think that would involve revealing. I mean, I know Sergei is already aware of her existence, but I mean, I don't know if Strahd is. I suspect he is not stupid. I suspect he does, but if that is the case, actually, it could work.
He did ask very probing questions about her when we were having dinner with him, so I suspect he knows something's up.
Maybe we talk to this Madame Ava then, and find out her opinion.
Yes, that does seem sensible.
Do we, as characters, know the connection between her and
Jonor does.
Strahd and Sergei? Did Jonor share that?
When do we figure that one out?
It was in the book.
So, yeah. I shared the contents of the book. So
You
everyone
did.
knows.
You definitely did.
We did,
Yeah.
yeah.
The players
I think
It's an old
Jonor.
gag now, guys.
I
Old
think
gag.
I think Jonor and Killian were almost there. The final piece of the puzzle was Jonor finding the Strahd's diary. Killian and Jonor have been a bit suspicious about the amulet that she had on her, and the situation there. I think your last conversation with her kind of clued you in that there's more to her, and that I think finally clinched it. But Jonor, if you want to share what your suspicion is, share it out loud to let the others know, just in case we want to rehash it one more time. If anyone's missed it,
Who do you think she is, Jonor?
She's almost certainly the sibling of Strahd and Sergei. Killian, I think you pointed out that she sort of had a glimpse when, of sadness when she spoke of the scenario those two were in.
Yeah, so the fact that she's also very clearly not undead like them means that she must have a monumental amount of power to be alive for as long as she has been, or she has the ability to leave here at will, which,
Or
could be
Very
helpful.
Or she is perhaps more undead than you are thinking.
I had an ability to see the undead previously in a former lifetime, and I used that on her, and I lost that trait. I used it on her, and I didn't get anything, and it was pretty reliable.
How
I
do
was
we
able
find
to
her?
discover that Strahd was impersonating your friend.
Well, then, if we are to trust that, I trust that she is not an undead, then yes, you are correct. You would have to be either time skipping through life here, or be incredibly powerful and connected to the weave.
I mean, she probably
She's
sees.
also older than them, like she has aged more, so it tracks that perhaps she has not made a deal with the dark powers.
I think she steps out. She sees when she needs to return, and then comes back for that event. That's my guess.
I trust Jonor. He's smart.
Oh, thank you. That's oh.
The last place we saw Madame Ava was the last time all of us were in Vallaki when we first met Axel and Blood. So were they there when you travelled there, Theo?
I did not see any Vistani, but the town was... Actually, speaking of which, we should probably head to Vallaki. There's a party on, I probably think tonight, actually. We're going for a party. That's the first thing we're going to do. Devin, tell all your crow boys, it's...
That's a very insensitive term. We don't use that.
No,
he doesn't say that.
They're ravens, not crows. Two distinctly different creatures.
No, there's both blackbirds. One has a
Corvid
slightly
boys.
tanned tail. One has a fat BFD.
Fatter beak.
The
length and
Corvid
curvature.
boys!
But no, I prefer were Kurowongs.
Yes, me too, actually.
Wait. There's a party in Vallaki
Yes,
tonight.
the big party. Celebrating the Bloodless Coup, actually. Remember when last time I was here, I teed up that wine order? It's finally gotten there, and they're setting it up. Meant to
Yes,
tell everyone. We got
With
distracted
our
doing all
fields and our barn devastated, it did take us some time to fill the rest of that order. We were only able to ship it out quite recently.
So the town defenses might be down.
We should probably be there. Whether both to party or to defend.
Killian, you thinking what I think? You think
I'm
maybe
thinking that-
attack?
I'm thinking that there's probably
I
going to
don't
be an
think we
attack.
should
No, we do
attack.
not need to attack Blood. We already have control of the town.
Yeah.
No, but Killian is right. Maybe defense is down.
Defense is.
No,
As you said, they're clearly allied with us. The best time to bring them back into submission would be when they're partying.
Yes.
The guards are not going to be as good as Amelia is at being the guard captain. She can't be everywhere at once. There is going to be a slack in their defense
That
because
is
the
right.
guards are also going to be partying.
Are
Blood
you
is not
trying
good
to
when he
tell
is
me that
drunk.
we're going to go to Vallaki for this big party and we are not going to revel? We are going to stay sober and responsible?
I don't drink anyway. I try not to drink anyway. So some of us could partake in it if we
No,
wanted
the
to.
answer's yes. The answer's yes. Hey, also, we should check in on Winter. See how Winter's going.
Is it Wolf?
Well, yeah.
Well, I was actually going to just mention that there is a potential other ally, Zivrectavia or Van Richten, whatever his name actually is.
And Winter.
And Winter. I mean, he is. I mean, I don't know quite to what extent he has, powers and skill, but it seems more than none. We still have that whistle, right? We only
Yeah.
give. Well, we could try to contact him in Vallaki again.
Yeah.
See if he's in.
Good idea.
I could probably get to the town of Barovia and get Grinner and Sen back for extra defense for Vallaki for this party. Definitely no other reason.
Sure. I feel like
We're
it
in
could be one of those
already
things.
evacuating Barovia.
Yes, so I will go get them and get them to Vallaki. I can
Which Grinner?
The
good
one
Grinner.
we resurrected.
Alive Grinner, liver Grinner. Huh? Yeah.
That works
He
on
was,
many
he was
levels.
headed there to evacuate the town, to bring them to Vallaki.
Well, if I get to Vallaki, I could open up a way through for immediate transport from everyone and through there.
There's also Esmeralda that we could try and contact. And if we wanted somebody on the inside of Strahd's castle, there's also, if Brynner's not there, there's also Katerina.
Yes. But she is a wench, so maybe not.
I just looked to
Fucking
Jonor
hell.
when he says
Fucking
that.
hell.
She's a young woman, of course,
What?
nothing more than that.
Are you saying she's a young woman? Of course she's a wench.
Therefore,
Did you
wench.
say that?
That is
She
the
sacrificed a
definition,
lot.
yes.
She sacrificed a lot to make sure that we were in the position that we're in. So
Well, so it's settled. The next move will get to Vallaki. I can then get immediately. Well, I think I can. I was studying while we were resting. I believe
Transport through plants.
yes,
Yeah.
transport via plant. I remember a tree in the town of Barovia that still stood the last time I was there.
Outside the
So-
church, you are correct. The very large willow.
So I could get via there and back, open that up, evacuate everyone from Barovia to Vallaki safely, get the Grinner and Sen for extra defense, and then we can party till we are purple. And if anything goes wrong, we're there. If we don't, then we are purple.
Or so we're going to delay dealing with the major conflict just to have a good time.
No, we're
making
going to
sure that
delay
Vallaki
the
stays
conflict
safe.
to celebrate liberation of a town and to bring hope to people, and or be available for critical defense.
And maybe Madame Eva is at party.
Maybe. And then Victon could be at the party. We could gather more allies. It seems like a...
He seems elusive. But we can try and find those two. I'll just take a step outside to use my my tracking. Give me a moment. At some point, I'll step out to
Strahd phone. Do you know where Madame Ava is?
You know, your sister.
Hey, divination cards. Where is Madame Ava? As you step outside. Jonor, as you step outside and begin to make your way just a little bit down the hill, you spy a figure stumbling up the pathway.
Sorry, I'm not using the crystal ball, I want to clarify. I'm
That's
using
okay. I figured you
local
weren't.
creature, just to really make that clear.
It's all good. I figured.
He set the crystal ball up next to him, though, when he does this, just to make sure
He's put it down his pants just to really fuck with Strahd. No, as you
Literally.
as you make your way, as you make your way down the pathway in front of the large open seating area, the vines on either side of you, you spot movement, Jonor, down along the pathway. And as you walk along the top of the hill to get a vantage point looking down, you can see a figure limping slightly as they make their way through the vines, leaning on what looks like a walking stick made from a bone? A femur, potentially, this long, twisted bone. You recognize this figure as they walk towards you. A male half-elf dressed in very fine suit that has been slightly ripped and stained in places. You can see holding in his other hand is a cane that has been snapped in half. He looks like he has been through the ringer. It is Savonk, the wizard that you had encountered previously. And as he spies you at the top of the hill, you watch as he lets out an enormous sigh. Jonor, I am so relieved I was able to find you. Your friends inside? We have much we need to discuss.
What? Tell me, what do you need to discuss? Has something happened?
Yes, we are all in grave danger. Sergei has made his play.
Oh, okay, yep. Go on.
That is where we're going to leave things for tonight. Come on.
Where's the last
Only
place we
time
saw
to come
him?
up with it.
The last time you saw him was near the Argynvostholtz, with the Order of the Silver Dragon. I think
Was
you
he with
guys
Maisie?
kind of... Was he with Maisie?
Who the guy was with Maisie?
He travelled with them
Yes.
for a little bit, then was making his own way. Only part of the way was travelling with them. And the last time you kind of saw him, I think you had clocked that potentially his magic Jonor was a bit more on the necromancy side of things. He seemed to have a little bit of information about
Unsavory.
liches, yeah. And he seemed very interested in what was going on at the Amber Temple. And I think the last time you checked in with him, he actually had planned on scoping out and getting some information from it. So, yeah, that's fun. We will jump back in next episode with more of that. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's episode. We will be back next week with more Curse of Strahd. But before then, we'll be back on Wednesday with Return of the Giants. I am so fucking hyped to be back. It has been way too long since we did Return of the Giants. I'm very, very excited. For those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel. That's going to be RollTogether RPG. We're going to go and see more of Josh. It is your Chronicles of Eredron tonight, Josh, yes?
Yes, indeed, Josh.
It is indeed. I will load that up now. Yes, it is. There we go. I've got you. Chronicles of Eredron, episode 12. Fantastic. Let me get that loaded. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, thank you so much. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We are absolutely steaming ahead towards 2,000 subscribers. If we can get there before the end of the year, I have so much fun stuff planned as an extra bonus. So if you have not hit the subscribe button, hit it now. Perfect time to. Really, really helps us out. And that YouTube algorithm needs to be tamed, needs to be put into its place. And if you can hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment, that's one more nightmare that the YouTube algorithm has to deal with. And as Jonor will attest, that should bend it to its will, to our will, quite quickly, if you can do so. But we will be back next week for more Curse of Strahd on a Wednesday for more Return of the Giants. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and see you guys all again very, very shortly. Farewell for now, though, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.